Well, I never thought this day would come so soon and expected, but the Class 455s are officially gone. So the cold fender only came around March 20th, when it was confirmed that the last remaining units, i.e. 455712 and 455732, are going to end revenue service. Now, as the Class 701s and 450s have become more and more common on commuter services, the 455s have become less and less common throughout November and December of last year, with sporadic operation continuing into January and February, but us rail fans knew that the 455's time was numbered, and all of the units were on borrowed time. But actually, going back to the video I made in January, what I didn't consider was how long each unit would be in lease for. I was predicting around 3 or 4 months, and I guess that prediction is accurate today, but in that period, more and more units have gone off lease, and in fact, every single time I pass Wimbledon, there happens to be 2 8-car trains stabled, with a few of them being units that have participated in the farewell tour back in December. But actually, during one of those times, I even saw a 458-5 stabled at Wimbledon, which probably seems to suggest that they are also on borrowed time as well, so I guess you should probably ride a 458-5 while you still can. But anyways, for me, I think March 20th was a really bad time to retire these trains, because from what I've heard, the 701-5s haven't even entered service yet. By the way, the 701s are split into 2 groups, with the 701-0s being 10 cars long, and the 701-5s being 5 cars long. And the latter is only intended for the smaller shuttle services between Ascot and Aldershot to Guildford. But as far as I know, I can't find any reports, not a single one, that mentions a 701-5 entering service. Nothing. I mean, it looks like that most of them are stored at just random locations across the country, including the infamous Long Marston depot. And from what I've seen on real-time trains, those aforementioned shuttle services are just being run by 450s at the moment. So, who knows? I really don't know when the 701-5s will enter. There's no... Southwestern don't tell us. And it goes so far as for Southwestern to just be watertight on the Arterio project and just neglect the other trains they have in their fleet, like the Class 458, which recently 28 of them have undergone a refurbishment to allow them to run on the Portsmouth Direct Line. But it seems that prospect has been cancelled, just for Southwestern to focus on the Arterios, and currently they just run services to Reading and Windsor, like they've always been doing since their introduction back in the year 2000. And currently there's actually 8 of them that haven't undergone this refurbishment, and as far as I know, only 2 of them, yes, you heard me right, 2 of them are still in passenger service in their Southwest Trains condition. And it seems that they are on borrowed time, so, like I said before, get one while you still can. And let's imagine that in a hypothetical scenario, if something horrible happens to the Class 701s, like some sort of braking issue and that the entire fleet has to be taken out of service for, repairs or maintenance, or that some cracks have been formed in their body shells or something like that. I'm pretty certain that won't happen, but I'm just saying, but if that happens, what could be the train to replace them? Well, it obviously can't be the 450s, because they're a very high demand train running a lot of commuter and medium distance runs, so they'll have to be strengthened and fleshed out to other services to cover for them. But you can fit some 455s in, because most of them are actually in storage as of recording, but I might be wrong, and the stored ones are just awaiting their scrap, I think, so if a complete 701 breakdown occurs while the 455s are being scrapped, I don't know how Southwestern will manage this debacle if no 455s are present and all of the 458-5s are retired and scrapped. So to just sum up what I've said, this is a very bad time to retire the 455s, mainly because the 701s will never be fault-free and that the 450s will be stretched out to cover other services in case of the 701s break down. Not to mention the fact that none of the Dash 5 units have entered service and the 458-4s not running on the Portsmouth direct line, so all in all, this is a very harsh time for Southwestern Railway, I guess. But at least for now, all we can say to the 455s is, so long, and may you continue to rest in peace. Anyways, I think that's it. Sorry if I got a little bit worked up there. I just have this, overflow of emotion and grief sadness to this particular day. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot. Thanks.